Hey everyone, I hope you are doing well and that you are safe through this winter and COVID situation. Welcome back to another episode for books that also exist as movies. Today's book is quite a famous one, often covered by many high schools and universities. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte is one of the most popular Victorian novels to exist. You won't believe it, but there are actually 10 film adaptations for this book. Let that sink in for a second. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but this book is so popular that there were 10 movies made for it. And not just that, but there was also a TV miniseries made for it as well. The most recent film for it was released in 2011 and is still well commended for its excellent representation of the novel. Though so many adaptations exist, I will still be reviewing the events in the book and not any of the various movies. The protagonist, as you may guess, is Jane Eyre, an orphan who lives with her aunt at Gateshead. Her cousin John is very cruel to her, getting her in trouble and even hitting her. He insults her, as well as even ends up throwing a book at her. As Jane stands up to her aunt, she ends up getting sent to a boarding school called Lowood. The girls there are treated very poorly, given minimum food and freezing rooms. There is an epidemic at the school in which half the girls die, including a dear friend that Jane makes at the school named Helen. Following this incident, the conditions at the school improve. Jane becomes an exceptional student and even eventually becomes a teacher at the school for 2 years. She decides that she wants to be independent, so she quits the school and applies to be a governess, and she is accepted to be a governess for a 10-year-old girl at the manor of a man named Edward Rochester, who she begins to develop a liking for later in the story. Will she get over the death of her friend? What's next in her journey? What about her aunt and her cousins that mistreated her? Will she engage in some sort of relationship with Rochester? Read to find out and join this journey of an independent and strong young woman. For me, this book was read for school, though I loved reading it all the same. I enjoyed reading about Jane's independence and strength, as well as how she dealt with her childhood and the Lowood School. This book is full of independence, courage, strength, determination, hope, friendship, family, love, social issues, adventure, and truly a book that I would recommend. Thank you for listening. I implore you to soar.